Have you ever been on camera before?
For like something like this, no.
No?
But I've been on camera, but not for something like this.
You don't put yourself out there?
I'm trying to do more.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think people need to know who's running the page now. Because there's more to me than just Bluehour, so I want to be more expressive on that. So.
See, guys, we've got another guest. Yeah, Bluehour. Big Bluehour. Culture.
Yeah, talk
Hello
to
there.
Crazy. Hello.
Thank you for coming.
Of course.
So come talk to me because I've worked with you. You've worked with everyone. Well, you're working with everyone.
Trying to.
And you're doing a lot of work in the city as well.
Trying
so
to.
when did you actually start actually developing yourself?
I want to say like 2022, I think, is when I decided I wanted to showcase what I can do, but also know the community as well. And so that's when I started up the page and everything.
So did it start from like you doing it, or was it like, not to sound patronizing, or was you doing it through school or anything like that, or did you just have a passion to do it?
It was literally just a passion, I think. I started photography 2019, and I didn't realize the community here was like that. And meeting a lot of the artists in any way, like a singer, rapper, performer, I realized that there was a lot of potential here. And by like 22, I was like, okay, I want to open a page that can really display that, but like through my lens, if that makes sense. And so I opened up Bluehour, and honestly, it's been a really cool experience, like just meeting the talent here and everyone. And so I'm really hoping to continue to grow that and just kind of showcase it. Like I said in the beginning, I wanted Bluehour to be the platform where people come to know who's big and like who's in Calgary, like the talent here and stuff. So that's like the goal I have. Yeah.
So,
it's been fun.
And how in terms of like the actual experience, how would you say it is, like, how would you say your creative approach has sort of evolved since you first started?
Them hard-hitting questions.
Yeah.
That was real.
That was real. It's a good question, though. I would definitely have to say, when I do shoots with people, I like to see, like, I have a vision of myself, like, in my head of what the shoot's gonna look like. But I found that with working with people, like, you can meet people who also see that same, like, see a vision for the shoot as well, even though they don't know what you see, kind of thing, if that makes sense. And so I found that it's been interesting collaborating with people, and they kind of give their insight on where we could take the shoot or what else we could try to do. And I think creatively that's allowed me to almost see the other people's potential when it comes to what they could also do in like the photography field or whatever. And also too, I realized that like in the beginning, I found that it was very separated in terms of like photographer stays with like photographer or performer stays with performer, model stays with model. And but when I'm with like a model, let's say, right, like once you break that boundary of like labels, you've kind of realized that they can see like through a lens as well, even though they're like in front of it, if that makes sense, you know? And so I think creatively that has helped me a lot to be more open to accepting like that kind of vision from other people, like anyone really. Because I feel like we all can tap into something like that.
See, I noticed that because when I worked with you, obviously, and I spoke with you, and I was like, I want you to try and do this and push yourself and all of this sort of stuff. I saw a change, if I'm honest, when I forgot that guy. Is it Jimmy Boy?
Jimmy,
Oh, yeah.
When I saw Jimmy's shoot with you, and I saw Lotus, I said, she's
ice cold, yeah.
She's dabbling. Okay, I see what she's doing, but it's a good look because it gives people, like you said, you could go there with just an idea and you're just expanding on it.
Yeah,
You understand what I mean? So who to you so far has been one of the favorite people you worked with?
Favorite people I've worked with?
Except for Jabba, will you work with him soon?
He's trying to set it up.
Yeah. Look what he's trying to do. Favorite people I've worked with so far? Actually, recently with Elijah Prophet, that was very enlightening, actually. One of my favorite parts of doing Bluehour covers or new issues is the interviews.
Yeah.
Because I love to get a deep dive of like the artists and who they are and why they do what they do. And I found that with Elijah, that was very cool to see the insights of him and kind of what's going on up there. Another one I would say is actually Jimmy as well. Just like the insights of just because everyone starts from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And so it was just interesting to see kind of from like a point of like trial and error, how they pick themselves back up, or from a point of like success, how they like bring down pride, you know what I mean? Sometimes in certain situations. So he was definitely one that was cool. Wow. Yeah. And then I would have to throw in Lotus as well, to be honest. But I think it's because like she's very young, but the way she kind of views how to get around the industry, I would say, is unique to herself, which I can honestly respect because it can be a bit overwhelming, especially when it's a way you express yourself too, right?
Yeah.
So to be vulnerable with like your lyrics or just like your behavior and stuff. So I definitely respected what she had to say on that part.
Yeah. So let me ask you this then,
Mm.
because obviously as a creator in the city, we have creatives in the room as well, whether what they do. What would you say are some of the tribulations that come with what you do, and how have you got past those?
That's a good question. I think
I'll give you an idea. Has anyone approached you for constant free work?
yeah. Okay, I've had people do that. That's one.
Have you done a shoot and then the moment you get home, you get messages saying, "Oh, the picture's done"?
Yeah, okay, I get that. Whoa, okay.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I mean we all get them.
Yeah.
That is there, but how do you handle those sort of situations and how do you move past it?
To be honest, that's funny because that actually reminds me of when we first met and you were telling me the experiences you had when you started out.
Yeah.
And how important it was to kind of stand your ground when it comes to your brand and how you might lose friendships, but at the end of the day, like...
your name is your name.
Yeah, your name is your name, exactly. And so I've started to really put my foot down when it comes to certain collaborations or certain details to when I work with you. Like, this is what is in agreement, so this is what will fall through. And I've realized that, like, with doing so, like, the business might lessen, but I found that it's helped me to be more comfortable in my own business, right? And also just, like, I'm trying to do that more this year too, where I need people to to know like what I'm about, like, and also like the page that I have is to then grow the community, right? Because I want to be able to showcase that side of Calgary, because I feel like there is a lot of potential here, but also just like understanding that like there is a story behind like how I came up with this, right?
Yeah.
And so it's important to kind of stand on business, you know, like really display that for people to know.
See that, Prophet? Can
So
I
I
just
need
say,
to, yeah.
You see, if she didn't say that, no one would know that I was giving advice. Bro, I give so much advice to people. Oh, it's true. Do you know how much people I talk to and I'm like, just do this, maneuver this way, da-da-da. No one knows I'm sending out packs or I'm doing this or
bro. It's game.
It's just
game
because
is game.
Yeah, bro. If I respect, it's part of the culture.
It's real.
It's the culture. If I see, oh my
Oh,
god,
no.
sabotage.
Technical difficulty.
Technical difficulty.
Is this one of the ones we have?
Alright,
Like,
I'm just gonna do the noise. But yeah, this is where I would say the culture is important.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, one of the first DMs I sent over was, I like your work. I want to promote you. Not I'm charging you. No, it's I like what you're doing. I want to promote you. Just because you're doing stuff for the culture.
Very true.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how it should be. If I can say, okay, I know people that have said to me, RJ, I need to get a photo shoot done.
Mhm.
If I can send 10 people her way and she gets 3 shoots that's paid, she still got paid.
I could definitely say, as much as you are a businessman, you are also doing things for the love of things. You're doing it out of appreciation for what's around you.
Yeah, but you have to because I'm from the culture.
No, of course.
Again, that culture word is very sensitive in Calgary.
Yeah, but it's also a cornerstone, bro. It's a cornerstone, to be honest with you, because it's like without like I feel culture, like authentic culture, because I mean people oftentimes don't know what that means, right? But culture is like it's not just the foods you eat,
Or the
the
tradition.
clothings, it's in terms of how you interact with other people. It's like the code of conduct of how to maneuver in a positive way for all the individuals in your retinue. You know what I mean? So I think people misunderstand what the concept of the culture is. And that's why oftentimes people get offended when that word is brought up because they don't understand the importance of that concept. You know what I mean?
This is why I've switched it around and I started to say village.
Mm.
That's why I
Village
say
instead.
village. Because it's the same thing. If Prophet's an artist, in the village, he's the butcher.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Right.
You're the baker.
Right.
You're everyone's got a role, but everyone's still getting money.
Right.
Everyone's still working. You might not have as much today, but you can always bake. Let me hold.
Yeah.
We're still all making. That's the culture.
Yeah, that's real.
Everyone helps each other. Everyone. I keep on saying the same thing. Wiley won an award. He went on stage. Skepta's up next. When Skepta won the Brit Award, he then said Stormzy's up next. When Stormzy won his one and he went on Glastonbury, pot of paper, this person, this. Everyone gives the culture. We all help each other. It's
And
not
you all
crabs in a barrel.
contribute to the overall concept of the quote unquote culture as well, which allows everyone to benefit from it. You know,
Do you think we
So
can grow the culture here?
we can.
can.
We definitely
we
can.
can.
With that being said, I do kind of have a question because this always used to be a conversation between me and like the old people I used to make music with, right?
Yeah.
But out of all the people here, I already put you as one myself. But who do you think are the leading tastemakers or the people who's going to carry the culture on or just cultivate it for Calgary in the future?
What you asking now?
Like right now, who do you guys see right now that has the potential to do so?
Manny Lude.
Manny Lou.
I feel like Manny Lude, I feel like, and I don't mean to say this in the way it sounds, but I feel like Manny Lude, Lotus Chrome,
Okay.
what's that guy's name? He's had a couple of videos. We know him as well. In the video, he had dogs and shit. I know who it is as well. Flame City Prince.
Oh, okay.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
No, not him.
Oh.
I know him as well. He's cool.
Oh, you talking about hold on.
You know who I'm talking about?
He dark skinned dude.
Didn't he put out some called Trina or something?
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking
I
about.
know what you're talking about.
But
I
either
think
way,
that's
I feel like if these guys had the
Trillion.
right Trillion, there you go.
Oh my
Trillion.
gosh. I'm not
No, don't do that.
Speak your piece, my brother. Speak your piece.
Okay, I ain't gonna lie, right? So Trillion, it's a funny story. I remember one time he got into one of my peoples, like that I was rapping with,
Yeah.
and like if my person wants to come up, or the person who I was cool at the time wants to come up and say it, you can put it out if you see this interview and all that. You can clip me. But there was like a whole fiasco they had, and I remember the group I was in at that time, we all had stuff against it. So though this music never came out, we had track after track where we all damn there took shots at Trillion.
This is the thing I'll say. With the right management and the right guidance, I think those three definitely have potential.
Okay.
I think for the type of music Lotus is making, she needs to have the right culture around her.
Right.
I know that sounds a bit bad, but I know what I mean by that. You know? Manny Lude, exactly the same thing. I know he's messing with Seraphim and all of those guys, and I know Seraphim has got sense when it comes to music. So I know if Seraphim was to work with him properly, Seraphim can push Manny Lude differently.
Right.
I just feel like a lot of people need to stop working with their friends.
Yeah.
And we need to start bringing back management and A&Rs.
Yeah, bro. I think the concept of A&Rs is like a lost art because, I mean, obviously everyone has the freedom to release whatever they want with the internet. But sometimes everything shouldn't be released. Sometimes certain things are like a testing ground and you need to hone it and perfect it before you let a bigger audience see it.
That's true.
You know, so
Okay, does that work in just music or
I think
in
that
other
works.
fields?
every element,
think, yeah,
every
I
So
think
element.
with photography, would you agree, for instance?
I think I agree with that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But not a lot of people want to put the groundwork in, want to do certain things, want to, you know? Like you said, you can just upload on the internet and instantly. Like I'm part of one of these photography groups on Facebook, yeah, just to get jobs and stuff. And then someone put up a post today saying someone was going to charge me thousands and I used my iPhone to take these wedding pictures. And all the comments was, we can tell you took this with your phone.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? But people want to just skip. They don't want to do certain things. And that's what I was going to say to you. One of the things that I found hard when I first started anything is asking for your money that is owed to you.
Yeah.
That was one of the things I found hard because it's like you do a job, you put your all into the job, and it's like, oh, so you're supposed to pay me, and then you feel awkward asking for your money.
That's the crazy part, dog. Because
Yeah.
it's a bit. In all honesty, you have to look at it like a business first, you know, and it's like exchange of services for whatever form of remuneration you've agreed upon, you know, which is why sometimes I think, yeah, sometimes you can agree upon things with a handshake or just a verbal agreement, but sometimes you need shit in writing. You need that contract to ensure that people are going to stand by whatever terms were agreed upon.
So do you guys believe in, well, in your field, you can answer this. Do you believe in is it trade for print or whatever they call it? So basically I've had people message me and just say, hey, I would love to work with you and I'll promote you on my platform let's collaborate.
Collabs.
How do you feel about collaboration when it comes to photography?
Yeah.
When they're asking for it for free, essentially.
Yeah. I think when it comes to collaboration for free, because that's, if I'm being honest, that's still something that I am like not struggling with, but it does go through my mind. In some cases, I'll collaborate with people.
Yeah.
And what they do is, they'll say it's a way of like,
promotion.
Yeah, promotion. Like I can promote you and stuff like that. But going while in the field and stuff like that and kind of going through the motions of everything, it really is like the work you put in and the efforts you put in, the time you put in with the person you're working with, it should be paid off, because well, it's a business you're working, and I always say, like, I can't blame people for thinking that way because some people do put their all into their art to where it also is, it happens to be also paying for the bills as well.
Yeah.
And so you kind of have to put your foot down there. So I think right now I'm trying to be more stern when it comes to that. In the beginning, I remember getting advice from Bomi. And he was, shout out to Bomi. He's a really good guy. He gave me advice how in the beginning, to really get networking and things out there, it might be some freelance work, you know what I mean? Like just to kind of collaborate, get a community, get networking going. And then he said, once you find your footing, you can expect some money coming in depending on the work that you're doing. And I realized like, that's what I found throughout the journey.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, there's some people that I've worked with from the beginning that it was like a free kind of ask. And then now that I've kind of gotten to a certain role of things, it can't really be that anymore.
Yeah.
So that's where.
But people need to respect your craft.
Yeah,
no?
it's like yeah.
If you're doing something, like for instance, I actually have to when Riz was doing his album, I had done a lot of free videos and whatever, and then randomly he was like, could you shoot for me? I was like, yeah, pay me $1,000. I was like, oh. I didn't ask for it. But he was like, no, but you shot the video.
Right.
And you've been doing work for me before. Let me pay you. To the point that I'm like, serious? Yeah, I'm blushing. For me.
Right.
All right, cool. But that's not normal here.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? It's not normal to just be like, oh, I can see what you've been doing. Let me actually give you some change for what you're doing. That's the culture.
I think that's a shift that needs to occur, to be honest with you, because it's like everything in terms of the creative endeavors initially starts off as a hobby, but it's like as you build your repertoire, you build your resume, whatever the case is, your body of work, your catalog, people need to recognize the efforts that are put in, and not only the efforts, but it's like the investment, not only monetary, but the time investment, the mental investment, and all these different things. And it's like there needs to be some sort of trade-off for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but again, people don't see it because, you know, you can leave. The amount of times you can say, bro, I've left the shoot and I've got home, and you have the messages like, oh, you took those extra pictures. Can I have those? And it's like, bro, I just got home.
Right.
And then it's the next day. Oh, have you got a preview? Like, come on,
they
man.
expecting perfection right away.
Yeah, instantly, bro. But again, if there just was a certain flow of photographers, videographers, and everything like that, people wouldn't be as thirsty for it, if that makes sense. So, for instance, if there was 5 of her, that's one's at an event, one's in a studio, one's doing this, one is doing that, there would be an ecosystem. There's no ecosystem. True. We need to build that ecosystem this year. And I think it can happen, but I don't want to use this word because we had a pod about it before, but I feel like we ever so slightly need to gatekeep our community.